Reading the news in a language you're still mastering can feel, I don't know, like trying to run through quicksand.
It really can.
The vocabulary is so technical, the sentences are really formal, and just the sheer volume of it all often creates this instant mental block.
Oh, absolutely.
You open an article on, say, trade policy, and your first instinct might just be to, close the tab.
It's a completely understandable reaction. I mean, news content is often designed for native speakers who already have some specialized knowledge.
Right.
The stress isn't just about understanding the words, it's the pressure of feeling like you need to get every single detail to be well informed. That fear of missing one key word is what stops so many people from even trying.
Exactly. The challenge isn't the topic itself, it's the packaging. But what if we told you there's a simple, proven structure, a kind of universal roadmap that lets you instantly pull out the core facts from any news story, no matter how difficult the language is?
And that's our mission for this deep dive. We're basically giving you a mental shortcut. It's something journalists and editors use all over the world to make sure every story is, coherent, complete, and easy to summarize.
And once you apply this formula,
You can strip away all that complicated jargon and just isolate the core narrative. It's so much simpler.
and the secret formula we're diving into today, it's called the 5 Ws.
The 5 Ws.
These are 5 fundamental questions that, when you answer them, give you everything you need to know about the story. It turns you from a passive reader into an active detective.
Yeah, you're filtering out the noise to find only what's essential.
And if you can confidently answer the 5 Ws,
You don't just understand the story, you can actually talk about it, which is, I mean, that's the ultimate goal, right?
okay, let's unpack this framework. Think of it as a non-negotiable checklist for any news item. We're starting at the very beginning, laying the foundation with the 3 Ws that define the event itself.
Right. W number one is the absolute starting point. What happened? This is the main action. If you're summarizing a news story, your first sentence has to define the what.
Okay, so we can use a straightforward local example to show you. Let's say you're reading about an announcement. If the article is about a local government initiating a new green infrastructure project, the what is simply a new infrastructure project began.
See? Just focus on the simplest verb and noun.
Now we layer on the context.
W number two, where did it happen?
Location matters a lot. An infrastructure project in your town has a totally different impact than one happening on another continent.
Right. So if the project began, where did it begin? Maybe in the city's south side. So now we have the core action and the setting.
A new infrastructure project began in the city's south side.
Exactly. And we wrap up the foundation with W number three. When did it happen? Is this news happening right now? Does it start last month? Is it scheduled for next year? Timeliness is key.
It dictates relevance. So let's say the project kicked off last Tuesday. So just by focusing on those first 3 Ws, what, where, and when, we have a complete, organized sentence.
A new infrastructure project began in the city's south side last Tuesday.
And you've instantly turned what could be a complicated press release into a clean, simple statement.
That structure is solid, but a story needs actors and it needs motivation. And this is where we move into the second half of the framework to complete the picture.
Okay, let's talk about W number 4. Who was involved? We need to identify the key player. Who's responsible for the action? Who does it affect?
In our infrastructure example, the who is critical. Maybe it was the city council and the Department of Transportation. By adding the specific actors, the story gains necessary weight.
The City Council and the Department of Transportation began a new infrastructure project in the city's south side last Tuesday. It's getting clearer.
Now for the most important part. I really think this is the one that provides the real context.
W number 5. Why did it happen? The reason, the purpose, the motivation behind it all. This can be the hardest part to pull out of dense news.
And what's fascinating here is how the why transforms mere reporting into actual insight. If we know why they started the project, for example, to reduce traffic congestion and improve air quality, we understand the significance.
Ah, okay. The goal.
The goal, without the why, the story is just bureaucracy. With it, it's a solution to a problem.
That transition from just fact to meaning is the deep dive itself. But I want to pause here because, simple examples are one thing.
Hmm.
What if the news is far more abstract? What if you run into a really dense article about like a complex global issue, a sudden change in international trade agreements, for instance?
Yeah.
How do the W's help us then?
That raises an important question, and it's where the W's really prove their value. If we look at a story about, say, a tariff dispute between two major nations,
Okay, let's try to apply the W's to that. So
sure,
what happened?
the core action is a government imposing a new tariff or increasing an old one. That's the what. You don't need to understand the mechanics of international finance, just the action. Tariffs were raised on imported goods.
And where did it happen?
The location is the interaction between two specific countries, country A and country B. The where is that trade relationship between them.
Okay.
Who is involved? The primary actors are the two governments, maybe led by their trade ministers.
And crucially, the why. Because news outlets are often so careful about explicitly stating the why in sensitive political stories.
But the W's force you to look for it. The stated why will often be something like to protect domestic industries from foreign competition. Even if the language is ambiguous, the five W's give you these buckets to organize the information you do find.
So they're a search strategy, not just a summary tool.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
So they handle both the local park opening and the global trade dispute.
Absolutely. And once you have these five answers, you introduce the crucial bonus step that connects the story to your own life, even if it doesn't start with a WO. And that is what it means.
This is the application step. It's moving beyond just reporting to analysis. For that trade dispute, what it means might be that consumers in country A will now pay higher prices for certain imported products.
Or local companies in country B might see decreased sales. It shifts the knowledge from being, intellectual trivia to being genuinely relevant. If you can explain to someone why the news matters to them, you've mastered the story.
That is incredibly practical. But now we have to confront the elephant in the room for a lot of learners.
Vocabulary anxiety.
Yes. When you open a news feed and see words like quantitative easing or parliamentary procedure, how do you keep searching for the five W's without just shutting down?
This is the roadblock for sure, and the structure is your shield. You have to train yourself to bypass words you don't know and focus only on the connectors and the nouns that answer the W's.
So what does this all mean when you are staring down a complicated article? We have 3 actionable strategies for that vocabulary overload, and we should probably spend some serious time here.
Okay, strategy number 1. Start with the headlines. Don't dive into the main text right away. Headlines are designed to be the ultimate W shortcut. A good headline usually gives you the what and often the who.
Think of the headline as the table of contents for the article. If it reads, Central Bank unveils policy shift amid inflation concerns, you immediately know the who central bank and the what unveils policy shift.
You're already halfway there.
Right. You don't know the policy details yet, but you have the main plot point. You've overcome 50% of the battle with one short sentence.
And strategy number 2 builds right on that. Focus on the main idea. Let's call it the 70% rule. This is key. Stop stressing about understanding every single word.
The goal isn't dictionary perfection.
No. The goal is communication.
Yeah.
If you understand 70% of the words, but you can successfully pull out the 5 W's, you have won. If you get stuck trying to define some obscure word, you might lose the thread of the whole story.
So give yourself permission to just ignore words you don't know.
Yes. Circle them. Make a note to look them up later, but don't let them interrupt your process. Anxiety kills confidence. Focusing just on the W's keeps your mind directed toward the core fact, and it makes that other 30% of unknown vocabulary irrelevant for now.
I love that idea. Prioritizing the facts over the fancy language.
Finally, strategy number 3. Use visual clues. News outlets rarely pair a serious political story with a photo of a puppy, right? The pictures are there to help.
They're visual aids.
Exactly. They instantly establish tone and content. If you see a photo of delegates shaking hands at a long table, you know the story is about diplomacy or negotiations.
Which gives you context for the who and what right away.
Or if you see a photo of a large crowd protesting, you already know the topic involves some kind of public frustration. It gives you a hint about the why. Use every clue you can before you even start reading the dense text.
Okay, we built the structure, and we've given you tools to manage the language. Now let's solidify this with a fun practice application.
Let's try it out right now, but let's make it more like a conversation.
Here's where it gets really interesting. I'm going to throw out a headline from our source material that's definitely on the lighter side. Robot wins dance competition in Tokyo.
Huh. That is fantastic news. What a world. Okay, so first question is always the core event. What was the central action here?
The core action is simple. A robot won a dance competition. We have our what.
Perfect. And setting the scene, where did this amazing event take place?
We know the location is Tokyo. That's our where.
Now, regarding the timing, the when, the headline doesn't specify, so we often have to guess a recent time frame, which is pretty common when you're talking about breaking news.
Let's just ground it in the recent past for our summary. We'll say it happened last weekend.
Great. Moving on to the central character, the who. Who was the star of this show?
It was the robot, of course. For clarity, let's call him RoboDancer in our summary.
RoboDancer, I love it. And finally, the essential context. Why did this robot win? What was the judge's motivation?
Based on the source material, the robot won because he amazed the judges with his fantastic moves. That's the why, the reason for the outcome.
All right, now let's pull all of that together into a polished summary, and let's add our bonus what it means step to give it some relevance.
Okay, the resulting news summary is, last weekend in Tokyo, RoboDancer, a dancing robot, won a competition because he amazed the judges with his fantastic moves.
And what it means.
What this means is that robotic technology continues to advance rapidly, showing prowess even in fields we typically consider artistic and human.
See the power. We took a simple, kind of funny headline and instantly constructed a shareable story, complete with context and analysis. The structure holds up for everything.
It's the 5 W's formula. Transforms confusing, unstructured information into organized, easily shareable knowledge. It's not just about reading the news.
It's about owning the information, being ready to talk about it.
And confidence, especially in conversation. It doesn't come from a perfect vocabulary.
No, at all. It comes from knowing you have the core facts. The W's give you that certainty.
So if you're listening right now, we really encourage you to start small. Use the framework, build a quick summary, and then use that summary as your conversation starter.
You don't need to recite the whole article.
No, just drop the key W's. Did you hear about the dancing robot in Tokyo? Or what's the reason the mayor is opening that new park?
And before we wrap up, we want to leave you with a concrete challenge. This raises an important question. Knowledge is only valuable when it's understood and, applied.
So what's the challenge?
Your challenge today is to find any news story. I don't care how big or small, serious or funny, and use the 5 W's to summarize that story out loud.
Don't write it down. Say it out loud, tell it to a friend, or summarize it to yourself in the car. The continuous practice of breaking down the news with the W's and then speaking your summary. That is the single fastest way to build confidence.
Use the formula, practice today, and you will find yourself joining those difficult conversations with clarity and ease much, much sooner than you think.
Thanks for diving deep with us. Keep practicing, keep deconstructing, and keep talking.